straight into the theme song.
Oh my gosh, we didn't do a teaser. How's everyone doing?
Oh, great. Thanks so much for coming along.
Yeah.
We've got a special guest tonight as well, but you've probably seen him eating chips at the back. But we'll give him...
There's no illusion in this huge bar, which for everyone listening at home, as far as you know, is completely full.
Yeah, and we'll keep that facade up as well. I haven't spent much time in a beer... Is it
a beer cafe?
Cafe.
But why is it spelled B-I-E-R?
Why is it a cafe?
Questions we'll never know the answer to, and we're not really interested in solving. How's your day been? I feel like today was the first day we haven't spent most of it together.
Eli and I have been spending a revolting amount of time together.
A lot of very silent, scrolling Instagram near each other.
Well, this morning, my morning routine, I fell out of bed at about 10 a.m. I crawled to the lounge. I lay on the floor. I then had a shower, and now I'm here.
Gorgeous.
Huge day for me.
I did exploring today.
Yeah, your boyfriend's in town, so you're fucking happy.
Yeah. So I'm fucking and I'm happy. No, he's sick. My boyfriend's in town, and so today, my boyfriend's brother and his boyfriend took us out.
Is a twin?
No.
Oh, why did I make up that narrative? I was like, two twins, both gay. Both
also,
dating comedians.
Post this recording, please beep the name, Tim.
True.
But everyone here now knows my boyfriend's called. I wish one of us was married, because then that sentence would make more sense. Like, my husband's brother's boyfriend, instead of my boyfriend's brother's boy. It's like there's too many boyfriends. Oh. So that's why I'm proposing.
It's so...
today.
Is your boyfriend the younger sibling? Imagine having a gay sibling.
I know.
Does anyone here have gay siblings? Yes, a few nods.
A few nods.
One nod. I said a few nods. One nod.
My mum said something crazy to me the other day. She was talking about how me and my little sister are rainbow babies. Do you know what that means? And this doesn't mean gay, I think. It means this is such a dark thing to talk about. We're the first child she had after she had a miscarriage, and apparently after you have a miscarriage, the next child is called a rainbow baby.
Wow. And
me and my little sister both Queer.
Oh, I love that.
She was like, so your rainbow babies are more than one way.
That's a beautiful conversation to have with your parents. Where were you having that convo with your mum?
Well, we walked down Flinders Lane to try and find somewhere for dinner.
That up.
Yeah. She was like
full on.
She was like, funny fact.
You're like, warn me next time.
Yeah. So me, my boyfriend's brother, and his boyfriend went to Williamstown today, which was originally going to be the capital of Victoria. I'm sharing this information to people who probably know it, but gorgeous.
Go on.
I don't know. It's a little seaside harbour town. There's
this is a little insight into your future, I reckon, when you're sort of like 45 and like boat shoes, sort of spouting off facts to people.
The wildest part of it is there's an ice cream shop, Williamstown Ice Creams, and they have just released ice cream for your dog. So you can line up, you can get an ice cream. You can also get one for your dog.
Can dogs eat ice cream? Dogs just want water.
I know.
They don't want anything. They're not like, oh, it's hot, I could be refreshed, right? Like, they're just dogs. They don't want to lick ice cream. I'm furious. This place needs to be shut down.
I don't know. I'm sorry we stopped the theme tune before. Should we play it now?
Yeah, let's get into this episode.
I'm sorry, Mom, it's not a phase. It's the male gaze.
Yeah.
They're both male.
Both male.
And they're both gay, the male gaze.
Check it out with the male gaze.
No,
Come on.
Welcome along to this week's episode of The Male Gayz in Melbourne. Thousands of people flood the European Beer Cafe.
So good to have you here. Does everyone here listen to the podcast?
Yeah.
Does anyone here not listen to the podcast? Wow.
A few people. Well,
Yeah.
this
Legendary.
will be all right.
Yeah.
Do you know gay people? No. We're first gay best friends. Eli and I are both drinking white wines, which could go either way for this episode. Either catty or flirty.
Sad. Catty, flirty, or sad.
I can't
All
really
at
drink
once.
white wine anymore because my mum she loved Sav,
Yeah.
and we drink it so much. And then now it just makes me want to be really sick whenever I drink it. But I'm drinking it now, so let's see what happens.
Yeah, I used to puke it up every time. Oh, okay. Yesterday I went and had lunch at a friend's. She made a 3-course meal. It was amazing.
That's incredible.
She's obsessed with food, and then partway through...
Well, everyone's obsessed with food.
No, but she is
Oh.
obsessed. And partway through, we're drinking this like beautiful Chardonnay, and then she was like, "Do you love the glasses?" And I was like, "Yeah, I love the glasses." And then she was like, "They're $100 each."
What?
And then I just like had to have my hands like this the entire
It's
rest
a
of the meal.
psycho thing to say at dinner.
I know.
They are $100. I couldn't imagine doing that. But also, maybe if I did spend $100 each on a glass, I would be telling everyone.
Yeah, because you don't want them not to know.
This is like where you're doing your show for the Melbourne Comedy Festival is a bar that's themed like Alice in Wonderland
It's
themed.
a fairy tale themed bar called Storyville where you can buy a drink inside a glass slipper, but
I love it.
if you buy the glass slipper cocktail, the glassware is so expensive you need to leave your credit card behind the bar.
It's just such a beautiful act of extravagance, and then just so mundane details as well, like kind of signing something. It's like hiring a convertible and then having to go through the rigmarole of insurance.
I got driven in a convertible today, and I was really worried about how my hair was going to look for the gig, but I think I've worked it
It's
out.
great. It's like windswept.
It was like I got a free blow
job.
job.
Yeah. All right. Gross. Let's
Which
welcome.
is the only type of blow job I've had.
Okay. What do you mean by that?
As in, I've only had a free blowjob before. I've never paid
You've
for
never had a blowjob before.
No!
Oh, you've never had sex?
I've never paid.
You're a virgin. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yes. But tonight's the night that always changes because I think my boyfriend's sickness is gonna pass.
So has he flown all the way to Melbourne to basically have sex with you, and you haven't been able to have sex because he's sick?
No, we did it right away. It wasted no time. But then,
Perfect.
and actually, you did an Instagram story that day where you said, "I bet Eli is having sex right now."
And you were having sex at the time?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, no, I don't know the exact time, but I feel like it was immediately after that, both of us were like,
With
no, with cum. No.
Gayz do it out of their nose.
Yeah.
Okay, let's welcome our guest for this episode. A huge get for us.
This is
It
huge.
basically builds up our quality of this episode tenfold.
So much, and this will be the smallest crowd he's performed to.
Ever.
In
So a big
years.
warm welcome to Rhys Nicholson, everyone.
Rhys Nicholson!
With his plate of fries on the floor.
So
I brought my
good.
chips and then realised there's nowhere to put them, so they're just.
on the
I feel like
floor.
I've just poured some out for my homies or something.
Chips on the floor.
Chips on the floor.
It's like gay protocol, right?
Yeah. That's for all our fallen queens. I don't know.
Chips on the floor for
Yeah.
the fallen queens.
Hi everyone.
Say hi back.
Good.
Don't be rude.
Yes,
Don't be rude.
beautiful.
I've become obsessed lately that my shows are like a Fight Club thing and there's no one in there. And there's no one in the audience. I just keep going is there anyone there? Because I genuinely have a couple moments on stage just yeah, this is an empty room. And
I like that your room is so big that you possibly couldn't tell. I've got people almost performing on my knees. My room's so small.
Yeah.
But that was by request, right? That's
Yeah,
you
I was like,
demand
this-
that?
Yeah, I wanted the smallest, most intimate room possible.
Yeah.
Just to make sure you get touched at least one time this month.
Oh my god.
Jesus Christ!
Sorry.
I'm just undoing my button, sorry. Never mind.
It's crazy how much being away from your partner, or just people that would or your family who would touch you. This is sad. Okay, that you miss physical contact, and then the other day, comedian Guy Montgomery gave me a hug, and we just held it for a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Because we just missed that human intimacy.
Yeah.
You just want someone to lie on top of you with their
wanna-
full weight, eh?
I agree
Smother
with
your
you
screams.
exactly.
Yeah.
There's something about I was stoned off my mind the other night and found myself Googling anxiety blankets. And I was like, well, that's the self-sourcing pudding.
Yeah.
Of being stoned and maybe if I wasn't stoned, no, I'll just get an anxiety blanket. That'll make it better. That'll make it better.
Weighted blankets.
Yeah,
huh?
and it seems so just like a 12-hour hug. People sleep for 12 hours, right? That's how long you're meant to sleep. Okay, cool. Do you
12
guys bleed
hours
in your
a
ears in the morning? Does blood come out of your ears? Yeah, cool, great. That and my mum reminded me of something recently that I used to do. That I think there must be things that kids do that would trouble you, but you kind of like. We had a spare mattress in like in my bed, and I would lay under the mattress.
Wow.
And they just kind of let me do that for years. and would do it like she'd walk past my room and my head would be sticking out from under a mattress, and I'd just be like.
Oh my God.
So that felt right.
I had this thing with squeezing earlobes, and I would just like squeeze family members' earlobes.
Okay.
And because I was like, you can squeeze as much as you want and they can't feel it.
Yeah.
This is a huge insight into my anger management, guys, by the way.
Yeah.
I don't really open this up, but here you are. And I...
Dicks aren't the same, by the way.
This is the Sav that's doing this. I squeezed my grandmother's earlobes so hard that they bled. Oh. So, for my 4th birthday, my mum bought me a stress ball. That was my only
In
present.
the shape of your nan's head.
In my lobes. Psycho. Like, fully psycho. I like that I guess could cause pain, but it didn't hurt them. Oh, wow. Cool. Aren't I approachable?
I used to, when I was anxious as a child, suck the middle of my elbow.
you
Anyone
give
else?
yourself a
Like,
hickey.
give
Yeah.
yourself a hickey. And it tastes metallic.
Well,
That's blood, right?
that's blood.
Yeah.
That's blood. Everyone can taste that all the time, right? Yeah, right. I once was giving myself a hickey on my hand, which, as a sentence, is pretty grim. Was doing it, and then I kept going, and then it was gone. And I think I might have sucked the blood through my skin.
Oh.
Fellas.
Wow.
I also chew on, like, do you have like a nerve? See my finger there? That is from me chewing on my finger, and I'm changing the shape of my hands by chewing on my finger. So this is, I should stop, I reckon, listing all these things. Like, and I've been cutting my thighs. Is anyone else doing that? Rubber bands?
Shaving my hair off.
Yeah.
I feel like, have you all cut your own hair at one point in your life in a sort of dark patch?
This is a wig.
Yeah.
Just like
I wish.
I was making a show once, and the director left me for 15 minutes, and within that time,
I thought you meant for like another person. It's like, he left me for another play.
A younger talent.
and when they came back, I was cutting my hair with a blunt knife. Just like kind of like sawing it off, and they were like, whoa, what's going on? I was like, I just felt like it was getting in my eyes, and if I just like cut my hair, everything would be okay.
Wow. I've tried to use a knife to cut my finger. When my fingernails are too long, I won't notice. They'll get way too long, and then all of a sudden I'll figure it out, and then I am like...
Figure it out. All right, Miss Marple.
Looking down.
Red string on the wall.
Solve the case. But then I get obsessive, and I'm like, I have to cut these as soon as possible, and I'll use any utensil around. And I think one time when I couldn't find scissors, I used like a potato peeler to try and...
What the fuck? Yeah.
Holy, this is the worst. Sorry, guys. What a gross...
We just talk about gay issues, like...
Like being scared all the time.
being anxious.
Yeah.
Do you have a fact of the gay? Eli?
I do.
Great.
Okay. Well, I was skimming a gay history of Melbourne.
Skimming.
Yeah.
You're welcome. We've done our research.
Yeah, we have.
For 30 seconds.
I found out that the laws in Victoria were really bad pre the 70s, and they were enforced, and it was bad news.
Some would say they were quite bad up until about a year ago.
That's true. That's true. Yeah. But during the gay liberation movement, well, this is such a small fact, and the one thing that I took out from this article, but the gay liberation movement in the 70s, one of the events they organised to publicise the cause was a kind of like an event in the park where they all played Spin the Bottle, but you could only join an all-men or an all-female circle.
Oh, hot. In the park.
In the park, in the Botanical Gardens. Here.
Immediately, the only thing I'm thinking about is that a bottle wouldn't spin very well on grass.
Yeah.
So that's practically, I'm like, they should have booked a hall, but I guess they wanted to be publicly
Out in
seen.
the open.
Yeah.
Imagine walking past a hall and just glancing in. There was just a bunch of adult gays playing Spin the Bottle. Like, oh my God, do it! Oh my God, they used to date.
When was the last time you played Spin the Bottle? When was the oldest?
We had all these parties at high school, like all the drama kids, and it was because I went to an all boys school, but
Party da, I went to parties.
yeah, well, they were the one. This is a crazy thing, right? So it was our whole all boys school, and then the drama department of the all girls school. We'd like combined together. So basically, we were all gay and bisexual, and they were all lesbians and bisexual, and we'd all like once a weekend, like go to Bonnie's house, whose mum was cool enough and smoked weed, and we'd all just like lose our minds, and we were like, let's drink like the normal cool kids. So we were drinking crazy amounts of alcohol. Then one day, little crossover episode, one of the straight guys who was in my drama class, because I convinced him, because I was like, we need more numbers. And I was like, I'll get you good grades, I'll get you through. It was a bit like Glee. Anyway, he comes to one of the parties and he was like, whoa, you guys get fucked up. And
Yeah.
I was like, what? No, we're drinking like you guys are. He's like, we're not drinking like this. And so we had just been guessing that like the cool people were getting fucked up. And so all these drama nerds were getting full blind wasted.
I love that, like, we spend a lot of our time as a community convincing people we're not trying to trap them, and then it was like, yeah, get the straight guy here. We'll get him really boozed up. Anyway, it's a bit dark. Sorry about that, guys.
All those parties, like, they were like, maybe all up, there was probably 8 of them, but they just fused into like one night of like 2003.
Just debauchery.
God,
You know.
I hate.
No, it was beautiful. I remember at a Harry Potter party, despite not having read any of the books, and I was cast as, they made me dress up as Malfoy.
Oh, I can see
What's
that.
his name? The
Mel-
blonde one.
Malfoy.
Welcome to the stage, Malfoy.
And I got so drunk because I was just drinking anything I could find off the floor because I was dealing with my sexuality and not very well. And then I ruined the surprise. The girl came in and everyone was hiding, and I was like, we're having a surprise party for you.
Oh.
And I was dressed as Malfoy. She was like, what's going on?
You're a wizard. Did you ever do that thing where at parties, remember that age where all you wanted to do was like kiss people and stuff, but you couldn't just be like, hey, no one had the confidence to do it. So you just invented insane games at sleepovers that had bizarre rules that were really, and then if that happens, you have to kiss them. And you're like, God, I hope that happens.
Please. I remember playing strip table tennis with a group of.
How does that work? When do you strip?
No, how it worked was
Between rounds.
anytime you lost, you had to take off a piece of clothing, and then if you ended up getting
Sorry, I'll get
naked.
it.
If you ended up getting naked, you had to have this. My friend had made for Joe.
Like naked?
Oh no,
That's a nightmare
undies.
for me.
I know. Anyway, the ultimate punishment beyond getting naked was you had to eat a spoonful of feijoa jam, which my friend had made and thought would be really delicious, and it was fucking so gross.
What's a feijoa again?
A feijoa.
Feijoa ice cream.
Eli says feijoa, which is that...
Sounds like a part of the body that gets infected a lot.
Is it do people know the term... Do you say feijoa or feijoa? Feijoa, yeah.
What?
Oh,
what?
God.
Oh yes, okay.
Even in our
Team
community,
feijoa.
even in our community...
Jets
there
and
are
sharks.
You don't know a feijoa? A feijoa? It's like
What did you call me?
it's like a citrus banana.
I hate them.
Which was my nickname in
I
high
hate
school.
You get so many growing on the tree, then they all fall, and then your neighbours comes with a plastic bag of rotting feijoas, and they're like, "Do you want any of these?" And you're like, "No, I don't. Cut your tree down."
Look, you're selling this like the most relatable story you've ever told. You're like, and
Surely
your neighbour Tanya's coming over.
I have
and
been offered so many bags of rotting feijoas, right? Am I?
Yes,
is
that's
it maybe
not
it's a New Zealand
happening.
thing? It's awful. Cut
do
the
I-
trees down. No one
Jeez.
deserves to be happy.
And then
I feel like you're running for Senate. Wow, that
No
wine,
one
that wine is
deserves
it's
kicking
already
in.
empty. Look.
No one deserves to be happy.
I was like, we'll see how it goes. 15 minutes later, I screamed to the mic, "No one deserves to be happy." Oh, well.
I kind of want more though. Can we have more
Tim,
wine?
can we have some more wines?
Tim!
And a chips table.
This is
You
an
boy,
ally.
get me you straight boy, chips table now.
This is an ally. This is an ally.
This is an ally.
I've got a Queen of the Week.
Well,
weirdly.
Savs or Chardonnays.
Oh my god.
Something. Oh, I was going to say
This
something
is
white.
monstrous. This is like the worst episode of
Savs or Chardonnays.
I've never seen you more confident, weirdly.
I would
barking
like to
across
see-
the bear cafe.
I would like to see a version of West Side Story where it's like you're either a Sam
or Chardonnay. But everyone can't click because they're
Yeah,
lips,
they're
the wrists are
wasted.
too limp.
So I've
you're
got-
either cats in the cradle or the silver spoon.
Not singing Cats in the Cradle in
Yeah.
this musical?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah,
The rights
sad.
are going to be very expensive.
Here's our
Yeah.
chip stool.
It's a chip stool.
Chip stool. Oh God, I almost stood on a glass, everyone.
Oh.
And we dealt with it well. Wow, you were stressing out.
One of us is going to just fall and die in this podcast. It's going to be a huge...
I love that the theme of this episode is chaos.
Chaos.
Woe to go.
So I've got a Queen of the Week.
Hey, chips. That's such a huge bowl of chips.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you're in Melbourne and you want a good feed, come to the European Beer Cafe, get a bowl of chips.
All right,
And
Queen
feed
of the
your
Week.
family
So-
for the
Can I
year.
get the Queen? I researched it. The chips are getting more airtime.
I look like I'm singing a song to the chips.
Yes.
Like this is the Gaga to my Bradley Cooper.
Tim has arrived with 3 white wines, which is such a bad move.
Queen of the Week.
Perfect. Thank you. Cheers.
Cheers,
Cheers.
boys.
Okay.
1 a cutty, 2 a cutty, 3 white wine.
Everyone's like, how was the Male Gayz podcast? They got blind drunk.
Sloppy.
They fought and then they all made out. Here's the Queen of the Week.
Ooh, so many rules.
I was researching again. I did like a quick skim. Well, actually, on my Instagram, I said, does anyone have a fact of the gay? Because I can't be bothered researching it. And then someone actually came through talking about, so in the late 50s and early 60s, there was this kind of hot scene of like gay men flaunting around Burke Street in Melbourne, but in the Myers department store, because there was a guy who worked there. His name, I still can't quite pronounce. Freddie Osmason. Google it. Anyway, he was
Wow.
his job was like initially to cart the things in and around the department store. Anyway, someone noticed he had a flair for design, so they hired him as the window display man, right?
Flair for design.
Yeah. So he had
That's
this.
what people say. You've got a bit of a
Yeah.
flair for design.
That's the way my aunt would describe me when I was 13.
When your
He's a
mum buys you like a
card.
fruity, flowery shirt for Christmas, she's
Yeah.
like, I've always had a flair for design. Anyway, he then started employing all his friends at this department store. So Myers was just filled to the brim with homos, just like running around decorating windows. Fab. And then he was the guy that set up the tradition of the Christmas window display at the Myers in Melbourne.
yeah.
That's still running now. I think they're still doing it. But, you know, I was like, this
Those
is-
things are haunting.
They are slightly.
Does it have? Is it because there's some in Christchurch, definitely that are like robots that move. It's like Mary kind of
Yeah.
like cradling Jesus and.
It's like the type of thing where you could imagine it. You're looking at it going, it's so beautiful, and then in the middle of the night, if you walk past it, it'll make eye contact with you and just
Yeah.
start bashing on the walls.
Yeah.
I'll hold up a little note that says, "Get me out of here."
Yeah, we're alive.
we feel things.
Yeah.
No one deserves to be happy.
Break the spell. Break the spell.
Cut my strings.
The faggots forced us to stand in the window.
The very first window display that old Freddie came up with was.
Oh, Freddie.
And this was
Oh,
the-
Freddie.
Old Freddie.
He got given, and I was like, this is how a gay man just like runs with something, right? He got given the opportunity to do the very first window display for Christmas, and he went with Santa at the Olympics. Crazy, right? I'm like, do the nativity story for sure, but he's like, no religion.
There's already like 8,000
Fuck God,
stories.
fuck Jesus, we're going straight for Santa
How
at the
many
Olympics.
events did Santa do?
Well, it was like one display, Eli. It wasn't real Santa in the window.
That'd
Again,
be
they were
scary
strict.
too, though.
Wait, how many medals did he win?
What year was this?
But there's this full
That's the
archive.
wrong
I was looking
year.
through it. The one that kind of took my breath away was the Wizard of Oz one, and I was like, it's so obvious. But like, I get spooked whenever I see the Wizard of Oz. Like, my relationship to that
You
movie
love it, right?
is so intense. Do you have that?
Yeah, I think it's that. Well, we talk a lot about just we get lost on YouTube holes of. I get lost in old Judy Garland a lot.
Yeah,
I
same.
love
Oh, yeah.
I love any gay star who is really losing it near the end.
Yes,
And
I know.
they're like on a Burning Bridges tour, and just like
Yes.
Betty Davis did it as well. She'd go on like a bunch of talk shows and just be like, "When I was Mr. Bogart, he'd punch me in the face once, but he's dead now. Anyways, bye.
That
I'm the
was
last
sort
one."
of like seeing Cher live, right? Like,
Yes.
she kind of walked out on stage. It was the first time we saw it in Auckland. It was her
Was
first
the
run
debut
of
of the
it.
tour.
She just walked out on stage and then like did one song and then just took the mic and then talked for like 25
She did.
minutes.
Yeah.
The night that I went, it was like, yeah, about 15, 20 minutes of new. Like, she was doing, like, she was at a new
Testing,
material
yeah,
night.
It
yeah.
was like, I owed $20,000, so I agreed to do Letterman. I was like, what is...
Yeah,
You are
yeah.
in a concert right now.
Yeah. Anyway, walking in Memphis.
I know, it was amazing. Eli actually busted me in a YouTube hole the other day.
Oh, yeah,
got
I was
the
in the
saddest
room.
message ever on Facebook. It was like 2 a.m. and I get a message from Eli saying, "Are you listening to Patti LuPone very loudly?" And I was 18 tabs deep on Patti LuPone
Yeah.
performances.
It was
But
so
they-
loud.
But it's impossible. Like, that's Patti LuPone, though. Like, even if you mute it, you can still hear it.
yeah, it's true.
I can hear her now.
Yeah.
The craziest thing
so
was,
brassy. Yeah, I wish I had a brassy
oh,
voice.
she's got the best voice. It just hits me right in my gay spot. It's perfect. Okay, one of the things I was
not-
listening to was a compilation, which I'm so glad this video exists, of all the women who have ever played Evita hitting the top note of that song. That's like, what? And it just like played them one after another.
Yeah.
There was like 30 of them, and I watched the whole thing.
You know how people say there's like white Twitter and black Twitter? There is gay YouTube.
There's absolutely gay YouTube.
And my YouTube now knows me to a way where when I lay in bed at night to try and go and sleep and watch things, because that's how you do it, right? It goes like, oh, did you want to watch an off-Broadway production of Company? Yeah, sure.
Absolutely.
It's going to be really bad.
Like, I've already seen it.
Mine gives me all these like YouTube tutorials for teenagers to help them come out. I'm like, you don't know how old I'm fine.
I'm so glad there was an out at the end of that. It's like,
to help them come.
Teenagers out them come.
How do
on
I
YouTube.
come? Oh.
I've been, we were talking about hitting that top note. I've noticed while I've been in Melbourne, I've been walking down Swanston Street, a lot of the old buskers have been performing Shallow. So I always make sure I sit around to see how they tackle that. And often very meekly. They bring it down.
I love if someone looks really panicked if they're doing like if you add panic to that part of the song, she looks like she makes her mental like
I wonder.
like she's trapped in a fire.
I wonder what they came up with that part of the song. Whether they wrote that down before they tried it. Ooh.
Or they just were like, I don't know, I feel like Gaga just kind of went with it. Because even if you think about the writing of that, I kind of can't believe the lyrics of Shallow. Like, when I heard it first, I was like, oh, people are loving this. And I was like, are those really the words? Are they saying sha-la-la-la-la-lo? Like, that seems insane to me.
I did it for a lip sync the other night.
I saw that.
I
Beautiful.
had never really listened properly to the lyrics before, and to learn them was actually like, oh no, these are mental. Like, she doesn't, what do you mean with, like, I think sometimes with songs, especially like pop stars like that, pick an analogy and then just really poke the shit out of that analogy. It's like, the surface and water can be shallow and deep sometimes.
Sometimes you need floaty rings.
Yeah. Sometimes you have diarrhea and that's like water. Maybe that's what they replaced it with. She had gastro, and then they're like, actually, let's take that bit out of the song.
Hello, I have gastro.
Sorry about that. I feel like I took us down a road we really didn't need to go.
I feel like I've had diarrhea for a lot of this festival.
Do you feel like you have, or you have? Like you're getting the vibes you might have had diarrhea the whole time? It's like a feeling that you have? If I truly think about it, you know when you're at a hotel pool when they're like, if you've had diarrhea within the last 2 weeks, by those rules I should have never been in a pool before.
I've never
Not
swum
once
in a
in
pool.
my life.
Yeah, no, I'm just saying.
I do feel like I want to be so in control of my diet. Like I want to be so full of fiber that I could just bottom at the drop of a hat.
Yeah.
You know? But I just know it's never going to get to that point. Like I want to feel like there's a full loaf of bread inside of me and I just need to pass that and then I'm good to go.
Isn't it crazy the kind of to be a clean, beautiful, sparkly bottom, that means you have to do the biggest fucking shits of all time.
Now this is the male Gayz podcast.
Yes.
This is what we came here for.
About.
Shut the fuck up about Patty LaPone.
I always love that you do, Rhys, you do a lot of Metamucil based content on your social
really
media.
makes me laugh. As a product, it really makes me laugh.
Yeah, it's so funny because they haven't redesigned the packaging at all.
And it's a picture of wheat or something.
Yeah, it is.
And do you reckon they've done surveys and they're like, oh, the only reason why we're around is because
Gays and
gay men
fat people
are constantly buying our product.
Yeah.
They should just target it.
Yeah.
Specifically, it should be called bottoms up. Just get away with the Metamucil thing and just go in for your market.
I think it'd be if it was and you go to the movies and they have themed cups and stuff. If you could get just one in the shape of a dick or something. I don't know, like a hollowed out dildo full of Metamucil.
It's got a harness around it.
A line of it for pride, go for it. Know your market and then. I'm clearly in the wrong business. I should be in marketing.
I reckon change
for one
the
product.
name.
For one product for Metamucil.
Metamucil's not a very appealing name.
No.
Either.
No, absolutely.
Sounds so medical, but what I do is not
change the
medical.
name for Metamucil.
They just shit good powder. That would make me buy it.
Clean shoot.
Everyone was for a while, everyone was like, oh, you've got to do psyllium husk. It's so much. And I put it in some of my cooking because it also is absorbs liquids.
Like a
Yeah.
pasta sauce or something? Like,
Well, what it did when I put it in, because I thought it was like God, now this is like, I'm turning into my mum, like corn flour.
Turning into your mum being like, I've got to eat some Cillian husk.
Well, no,
So
I
I
was
can
using
do-
it, it was floating around the pantry, and I
I don't know why that's an awful sentence in what we're talking about, but it is.
But I was like putting it's like when you put corn flour and you're cooking, it takes away some of the liquid, right? And so I was like,
Well, yeah,
oh,
it thickens it up.
thickens it up.
Thickens it,
So I was
yeah.
like, well, I'll use the Cillian husk. It will do the same thing. And I made a shepherd's pie, and it turned to full jelly. And I was like, what's that doing to the inside of your? It was like, it was like flubber. I was Robin Williams. It was like jumping
Wow.
around, like catching my
I think-
shepherd's pie.
I think husk is quite a sexy word, and
Husk.
that Metamucil
Husk.
could just change the name to husk.
Husk.
Husk sounds like an ass.
And it's got like a real beefy guy on the front of it.
Yeah.
I always like
Isn't
that.
a husky one of the?
That's a type of dog.
That's a. I was going to say it was a tribe of gaming.
Oh, yeah.
I know what a husky.
Yeah,
The
good.
original. I have seen
Sorry.
the movie with Cuba Gooding Jr. with the huskies.
We had a good friend with who had a
And
husky.
no one else has. Really?
Eddie had a husky.
What?
Gretel. And then we got very stoned one night, and he went
Ate
home,
her.
and Gretel was making weird noises on the front doorstep. And then he was so stoned, him and his parents had to go to the vet, and he watched Gretel get put down. And he couldn't even put sentences together. He was so stoned. And he's like, I just watched the blue liquid go into Gretel, and then she was gone. And he's like, I just like felt her whole. Anyway, sad story.
Yeah. That also sounds like a deleted ending scene from The Sound of Music. Where like the Nazis got the Von Traps.
He put Gretel down.
Poor Gretel down.
I'm Greta. Oh, sorry guys.
Sorry about it.
It's
There's-
the white wine.
It's done weird things to me. It really has.
Made me feel weird. I can't.
We used to do this thing like, well, Mum drank a lot of Sav in the 90s.
And this is a memorial
This
for
is
her.
to my mum. This is me paying homage to Mum. But it was like, as kids, it was like, who gets to fill up Mum's wine glass? It was like a real game. And so it was obviously cask wine in the fridge. And it was really fun to like run into the fridge. My happiest memories are like me at like 7 years old skipping into the fridge with Mum's wine glass and like filling up from the cask country wine.
Wow.
Isn't it amazing to look back on happy memories and go, oh no, that's actually quite troubling.
It was. I was like, it's worrying.
My mum used to give me $5 to rub
Leave the
moisturizer
house.
into it. Yeah, to not come back ever. But hey, who's got $5? Not me, never sent it. It used to give me $5 to rub moisturizer into her feet. And again, at the
Wow.
time, like,
Happy
like,
memories.
yeah. And now thinking about it, like, my sister brought it up with me recently. Was like, do you remember? And my sister is 7 years older than me, and she was like, yeah, that was fucked.
so
like,
right.
I told her to stop doing that because it was gonna have some like ongoing complications in your life.
How? What were her feet like?
Oh, like they were thirsty for the. They needed that moisturizer.
Mum made me massage her feet as well as a
Yeah.
kid, but no moisturiser was involved. I wouldn't want to add a cream to that, but
No, but I find it worse that you weren't having a cream involved. It's
be
just
like-
skin
yeah.
to skin rubbing your mum's feet.
she would always be like, oh, my bunions are a bit sore. And we'd be like watching ER or Sex and the City, and she'd be like, who wants to rub my feet? And I'd be like, me.
We'd be
Oh
watching.
my god! And you didn't come out till you were 22.
I watched so much Sex and the City with my parents growing up. Like, I got to watch the first, well, we'd watch something, whatever was on TV at like 7:30 to 8:30, and then Sex and the City would start at 8:30, and then I'd be like, if I'm quiet enough, I'll catch the first ad break, and then I'll be like, Chris, time for bed. I'll be like, ah.
Dun, dun,
But I always got the
dun,
first 15 minutes, which was always fun, because it's just like the setup of all the plot.
Yeah.
You know, but not enough sex for me at that age.
I used to do something a lot more grim than that. Used to kill animal. No. In like Channel 9 in this country, you can listen to it on radio, and that's what Sex and the City was on. And I would be sent to bed, and I used to listen to Sex and the City
is
on like
amazing.
headphones in my room.
Wow.
That's beautiful.
Not funny, just quite sad.
No, it's beautiful.
But it meant that I was kind of like, it was like a radio play, and a lot of it was just like creaking. There was a lot of just like.
Did they look like different in your minds? At like when you read a
Yeah,
book, when you see the movie?
it was like watching the actual show and going like, oh god,
They're all white.
everyone in the show is white.
Which one did you identify with at a young age?
The city.
I knew you were New York.
Yeah,
I knew
yeah.
You were New
Yeah,
York.
yeah.
You're Manhattan.
Yeah.
I
I am
let's-
overpriced.
Who is who? I'm. I don't know.
Are you Samantha?
I mean, honoured, considering I haven't had that much sex. Do you reckon I'm a Samantha?
Well...
But it's that classic thing, isn't it, where we look back on that show now and we really should be all Cynthia Nixons.
Yes.
Definitely.
I remember fucking hating her and now going like, oh no, I'd vote for her.
Why wasn't her character a lesbian? Like, why wasn't Miranda a lesbian? It just seems so obvious when I was watching it back. I was like, she should have just been a lesbian the whole way through.
Well, it's the same with Chandler, right? Chandler was going to be gay, and then they kind of changed their minds. I think during the first season.
Really?
Yeah.
They were like, how did they subtly change that?
They made him date girls.
Oh, right.
Yeah. They just kept
see.
giving him coke and kept giving him coke.
Yeah, also, he is so hot in season 1,
Yeah.
season 2, season 3, and a little bit season 4.
I remember when I had a thing, like I started being attracted to Joey, and I was like, ugh, like kind of disappointed in myself that I was like going for the straight jock type,
Yeah.
you know? And I was like, Chris, come on. You should be into like the femma guy, but I wasn't.
Yeah, I can only fall in love with smart people, so... No, not true. Fucked a lot of real dumb people. That's how I got them to do it.
There was a show in New Zealand called Kiwi Fire that was a reality show about... Do you not remember this?
No.
Called Kiwi Fire. It was a reality show about building... It was like the Full Monty as a reality show. They were constructing an all-male strip review, but it used to play at like maybe like 11 p.m. So some nights my whole family would be asleep, and I'd just be like, oh, I might just go... I can't sleep. I'll go check out what's on TV. Haven't looked at the schedule. And then I was glued to the screen. Did you never watch that show?
No, but I know the one you're talking about. I watched The Strip a lot, and The Strip was about two sassy Auckland women who set up a strip club.
Wellington. It's in Wellington.
It's in Wellington.
Yeah.
Oh, that's when Wellington was like the capital. Oh, this is local New Zealand reference. Well, it still is the capital.
What's the weather like in Wellington today?
Awful.
Okay.
Probably just awful. It still is the capital, but in my eyes, Auckland is a superior city. But for a while, Wellington was like cooler. But in my mind, no. For my mind, number one New Zealand city, weirdly,
Dunedin. I knew you were going to
love
say
Dunedin.
that.
Is anyone relating to this at all?
Or caring.
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
All right.
What's everyone's favourite New Zealand city? On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. What was that? What was that? What did someone say?
I
Yell
like
it
it.
out. Wellington.
Wellington.
Oh,
What
I've made some
peninsula did you
mortal
say?
enemies.
Oh, the Coromandel.
Coromandel.
That's absolutely not a city. Ah.
What's the gayest city in New Zealand? Or the campus city? What's that?
Christchurch. Are you
No,
fucking
no.
kidding me? We are from Christchurch and we had to escape.
It's got the words Christ and church in it.
Yeah.
My favourite New Zealand city is Hobart.
What's the gayest part of... How gay is Newcastle?
No. That we had one gay bar that was only a gay bar on Saturdays, and it was called the Gateway Hotel. It was just a pub, and then on Saturdays it became G Bar, and quite often you would see...
Oh my God.
So gross.
Your teachers?
Quite often, no, you would just see the same like bar flyers there from during the week, just sitting at the bar as a gay bar happened around them.
Yeah, that's so
that's gorgeous.
And there was like drag queen karaoke, but I remember the drag queen's name was something just like Hillary. Like it wasn't. Like I remember
Margaret.
really thinking like,
Kate.
oh, this is not a good. This is not a good.
Give an angle. No, just a straight
Just like,
No.
mum's
I'm
name.
Cynthia.
I'm Susan.
Yeah.
That's it. Susan Roberts. And I'm going to sing. We had in Christchurch. We've talked about this before. It's the worst gay bar that we've ever been to, and it's our number one enemy in Christchurch.
We hate them.
The gay bar, but it was a $20 entry fee. Are you effing serious?
And
Anyway.
it was one of the first places to open after the earthquake, so like it just got inundated with straight people, and it's opposed the casino
But
as
the
well.
amazing thing is,
Oh, this place sounds great.
during the day, it's a cafe called Procope, and
Sorry, what the fuck?
yeah, so it's a cafe during the day, and they have rainbow flags. They roll them up, tuck them inside the roof, and you in the daytime, I was kind of with my mum there having a big bowl latte, and I was like, out of the corner of my eye, I caught like a little bit of a rainbow flag, just peeping out of the roof, and then at the strike of 8 o'clock, like Cinderella, it just transforms into this disaster of a gay bar.
Were you?
Beautiful.
Were you gay in Newcastle as well? Like, were you?
I mean, I chose this lifestyle 2 years ago.
How much longer
Really
is it?
suits
Are you
you.
in the trial period?
Yeah.
still?
I
can
haven't given
return
them
it
my
at this
credit
point.
card details yet, but yeah, I was like from 15 or 16. Like everyone, I always say like I came out to everyone, but I think just by people looking and hearing me, I came out.
Yeah.
Like I've always kind of been like this, but just fat for a bit. Like I think my parents found porn. That's how I came out to them. Which they always do. I remember they found.
That's a nightmare for me.
They didn't even find. It was in the days I knew that I could delete history. I didn't know that I had to delete like the Google drop down thing.
Oh.
Like what was now
The suggestions.
Yeah, the suggestions. So my mum genuinely asked me what a twink was. So that's had to explain to her what that was.
Full on. I reckon my parents saw the internet history, didn't bring it up. That's my guess. They were just like, whoa. And I remember my dad. I've seen a lot. A lot has been suggested to us. I just want to know where the supermarket is. My God.
Google's just in the corner like,
I remember my dad, like I was like once in the office, the little like home office area where I would definitely just like always watch gay porn, and Dad was like, it was kind of by a bathroom. He's like, what are you up to? And I was like, it's just like bumbling around on Bebo or something. And I was like, oh, I'm just, on the internet. And he's like, okay, cool. Just, be careful about websites. You don't want to be looking at anything weird. All right, see ya. And I was like, at that point, I was like, he knows. But I'm going to keep the lie up for 10 more years.
One time I used to kind of, when you're a teenager and kind of anything can make you horny, so I would sometimes like watch straight porn and just kind of
teenager.
Well, sometimes I watch straight porn and just wait until like, just like something about it got me. So, but then one time I was watching
credits.
I was watching something, my dad came home and then I switched it. You remember on old computers you used to be able to switch user, go back to the menu of Windows XP?
Uh-huh.
And I thought that would kind of kill everything that was open. And then my dad was like, I've got to check my emails. And then he was checking his emails. And then the audio of the porn that I was watching started playing. And I was like, oh no! Like, fully overcompensated. I was like, oh no, there must be a virus.
Yeah.
Oh no! And then...
There's a virus, all right.
Yeah. But then I think my parents probably from then on for quite a few years were like, well...
He's straight as
We've answered that question because I heard a woman
moaning. That would, I don't know how.
Sorry, can we get a clean version of that?
I can't believe you got through that.
I know.
Like that was like the
I would have just
feeling.
wandered out a window. It was like, bye.
Yeah, I'm out. I'm gone. I'm running.
ran and never looked back, like Simba in the
feeling
Lion
though,
King.
when you almost get caught like watching pornography as like a little teen, your body's just like.
Yeah.
I remember like. Boop, boop,
Well,
like-
because there's no end game after that. There's
No.
like,
So
why?
bad,
Well, how
eh?
do we? You know that I'm wanking.
Yeah.
And you haven't prepared any conversation
No.
out the back of that with your parents to be
No.
like, oh, well, anywho, it's natural. I guess we all do it. Bye, Mum and Dad. There's no way you can bounce. It's like falling over. Like, there's just no way that you can confidently get back up and be like, you didn't see me stumble.
I feel that lives on as well because my boyfriend came over one time when I had been, he surprised me by coming over.
Oh.
And I was home, headphones on, watching something. And then I heard the door open, closed it. And it was so obvious what I'd been doing.
"Get out of
And
here,
I
get out."
still pretended. I was like, nah.
This is my room.
I was watching a YouTube clip of someone falling over.
dicks.
That's full on. That is funny.
Have you? I was talking to someone, Nath Falvo, about this the other day, about how we say as we get older, we realise that the porn that we look at is getting more and more like people that we could have sex with. Like more
yeah.
like, oh yeah, no, I could fuck them. Like when I was like a teenager, it was like professional porn stars, and now it's like, yeah, I could probably trick that guy into having sex with me.
Like more and more amateur, you mean?
Yeah, I reckon. Like just more like real looking people, and like Nate said, he said something along the lines of. Like he wants people to like be constantly checking the door to hear if their housemate's gotten home. Like,
that is
and I want
hard.
like Family Guy playing in the background and like kind of.
It's so weird, like, because the premise of pornography is never something that like has enticed me, like these setups or these scripts or these like
No.
characters or whatever. Like I've never kind of got into that, but I feel like weirdly I was reading up about like OnlyFans and stuff and like how this has changed the game for the porn industry because.
The poor porn. Like, how many times does the game have to be changed?
Well,
in
it's
one
interesting
industry?
because weirdly, the porn industry works by like an old MGM model. Like it's like kind of the glory
It is,
days
it's like
of
old
you have
Hollywood.
these film studios where these actors are under like year-long contracts. But the hard thing is they don't get paid very well because like they can just be like, well, you're here forever and you can't like work for another competing studio. But now that there's this like OnlyFans app around, they can like make their own money and get to bargain their contracts up and stuff like
It's
that.
like the dawn of the singer-songwriter.
Yeah,
but,
it is.
But,
It is.
but with jizz.
Yeah, it's
you know
it's beautiful.
Did you know Alanis Morissette was 19 when she made Jagged Little Pill?
Ah, is that a video?
Yeah, that's my favourite porn.
Yeah.
It's people fucking while they spout music facts that you didn't know. I just thought that was crazy. It's a very mature album, you know. She's been through a lot.
How old's Lord now?
23.
When did like all her music come out? When she was
She started when she was 16.
who is Billie Eilish?
I know.
What the and what's the song that she's singing?
Who?
This girl. She's 10. I don't know. And her
The
song is
most
about,
straight phobic. This girl, I don't
she's like
know.
10. And her song is about how she wishes someone was gay or
Yeah.
something. What
I
is
don't
that?
think I wish you,
You
were gay.
And now, is that because she's a lesbian and or she wishes that the guy that she was? I'm like,
I think it's like the guy's rejecting her and she wishes there was an easy excuse, like he's gay. What
that
are they-
seems messed up to
What's
me.
this person's name?
Billie
Billie
Eilish. She's
Eilish.
got blue hair, and in the cover of her album, she's like 17. In the cover of
Oh,
her
I
album, she
don't
looks like
wanna
the
hear
girl
from her.
from The Ring. She's like, "Ah." I'm like, chill out. You're a teenager.
It's weird. We are becoming those. I was like, I'm so scared to become one of those old people that's like, I don't get what you kids are up to, but I don't get it. Like, and I am
She's
like,
got a spider on her forehead like a fuckhead.
yeah. Is that her Facebook?
What is
No,
that?
it's just I'm just Google images.
So where did she get discovered? Where did she come from? I feel like she's everywhere
Some
now.
She's
egg
everywhere,
left in
but
a-
also
in a
like
mountain
weirdly
somewhere.
Every single news article I've seen about her, the headline has been, "Who is Billie Eilish?" So I feel like the humanity in general is on the same page.
Oh God, guess what year she was born?
Don't.
2001.
Oh. We are getting so old.
Eilish,
So old.
Eilish
It's not
re-
cute anymore.
released her debut single, Ocean Eyes. Fuck off, Billy. Why wouldn't you, like, she should do a version of White Wedding, surely. Like,
Yeah.
her and Billy Idol could do something
Oh,
together, the
yeah.
two
Or
Billies.
her and Billy Piper could
Oh.
do "Honey to the Bee."
B.
I like-
That's the song I play
B.
whenever I do ever have the courage to play music at parties, which is almost never. I
Wow.
will play that song and everyone's like, oh, he's got taste. And I'm like, it's the only reference I have.
I like the idea that Billy Piper would like meet her and she'd be like, "Oh, I was born in 2001," and she'd just scratch her eyes out
Yeah, she
and eat her
would.
face and grow stronger and live for another 100 years.
Yeah. Billy Piper would be like, "I had to become an actor because music wasn't sustainable."
I played a sex worker in a very underrated television show.
What was that?
What was it called?
It's called,
Secret Diaries of a Call Girl.
Yeah,
Oh, I
that's
remember-
it.
It was like real tacky fun.
There was so
Yeah.
much horny TV on while I
Yeah.
was growing up. I felt like they were like baiting us or something.
There used to be a show here called Satisfaction on Foxtel that was about the running of a brothel, and it was
I watched
every
that.
character actor
Yeah.
in Australia was just suddenly like, you'd be like Lisa McCune would suddenly be doing anal. And you're like, what?
Oh, so I know multiple comedians in New Zealand who have worked as reception for a brothel.
Wow.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll tell you who they are after the show.
We should
Ooh.
wrap this up anyway, right? Because we've got to do shows
Yeah.
really soon.
Yuck.
I know. Isn't it a pain to perform comedy at a festival that, you know, is one of the biggest in the world and, you know, celebrates performers and
I had to
do
go
what
to
we
Perth
love?
last night, so I just want to go to sleep.
Oh, you were at a wedding,
Oh,
huh?
yeah. Oh, yeah, talk about the wedding.
Cool. I had to go to a straight person's wedding, yes, and it was lovely, but I had to go for 22 hours to Perth and cancel the Saturday night show. But they're like these best friends of ours. But what is infuriating is I'm glad I went. Like, I had a really lovely time,
yeah.
but I wish I could spend the whole time there being like, well, this is fucked and I shouldn't have come here. It was like, oh no, it's look
I
good on them.
do actually love weddings.
I love it.
Yeah. My favourite bit is when the bride and groom enter into the reception and then they do that wee like dance and they like go to their seats.
Yeah.
And like, weird music's playing and it's like always like 24 magic in the air. And they're like weirdly like do the Gangnam Style like panicking and she's in like her bride's dress and then they like sit at the table. You just like and everyone's like clapping.
I love a synchronized dance, like when they do their first dance and they've worked really hard. Like the couple last night did that, and it was amazing. But you can so see how it could be a train wreck otherwise.
Yeah, I want it to be a train wreck.
Yeah,
a
yeah.
little bit.
I
The
hate it when
husband's a
people
bit
like.
too drunk.
I don't like when people are like, we're going to do a first dance and they haven't prepared anything. So everyone watches and they just kind of like step back and forth together. You're like, why are we fucking watching this?
Well, I like it when they've planned the spin in and one dip, and then they're like, oh, this song is so much longer than I realized. And then I'm always like, yeah, it's not that easy, is it, being a performer? Yeah.
You've got to edit those songs. If we can take anything from today's
Yeah,
podcast.
edit your first dance song. Just
What would your first dance song be?
Me, Billie Eilish.
same.
Just doesn't want to be
Ocean
trendy.
Eyes.
That'd be cool.
This Ocean Eyes shit. No, I would do something like maybe some Motown. Maybe like Sam Cooke, What a Wonderful World. Or something like that. Yeah,
Mine would be
no.
that compilation of all those women hitting the Evita song, that high note off YouTube. And it was like, oh my god, my ears are bleeding.
You guys are just doing crazy dancing.
Running around, we've got like capes and paint.
What would you do? Because you've literally got to decide this.
Oh, that's true. I'm gonna get married. I have like the actual answer is I think I would probably want to do it to David Byrne. This Must Be the Place, like the Talking Heads song. It's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one, isn't it? It's
great.
But then I want to learn. So when he performs it live, he has like this really crazy David Byrne dancing, and I want to learn the exact dance moves to that. I think that would be really funny.
You absolutely
Wow.
will nail that.
Yeah.
Gorgeous.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, your wedding's gonna be great.
Wish it was a funny answer though. That would have been
No,
good,
it's
wouldn't it?
beautiful to end
Imagine
on
that,
a bit
but
of...
funny.
No, it's
There we
good to
go.
end on like genuine sincerity. I'm 2 wines in. I could cry any minute now.
Yeah. We just want to tell everyone that came here tonight that you're absolutely lovely and
Thanks
we love
so
you.
much for coming along, guys. This has been the podcast. We've got to wrap this up because we've literally got to
We've
run
got
across
other
town and do
shows.
shows. Thank you so much to the European Beer Cafe for having us.
Good chips.
And
You
thanks
lovely
for the chips and the wines. How do we end this podcast?
If you haven't been to our shows,
Oh, plugs.
please come.
Yeah.
I'm
Camp Binge, 7:15, the Greek Centre.
What? I literally forgot the name of my show. An Inconvenient Poof, Storyville, 6
Very
p.m. most of the time. Yeah.
Rhys Nicholson, nice people, nice things, nice situations. 8:15, and then I've added one next Saturday at 11 p.m. on Good Friday, and it is not going to sell well. They said yes, and then I was like, yep.
Is that your little political agenda against the church? To
Yeah.
be like, "I'm putting my show on Good Friday.
Yes.
I love that.
It's going to be a terrible Friday.
You'll be dying for our sins.
Yes,
That's perfect.
that's quite good.
You can have that.
Thank you.
Okay. That's
business.
been the Male Gaze. Thank you so much
Thank
for
you so
coming,
much.
audience.
You guys are gorgeous. Thank you.
Peace, love, and gayness to you all. We're out. Come say hi to us. We'll just be over there. We're selling merch, I think.
I'm sorry, Mom, it's not a phase.